Hello and welcome to the E14 presents the GameCast.
Hello.
So named because there are other things called the GameCast.
Not the crazy train.
Yeah, welcome to the gamey train.
Gamey.
Talking about stuff related to games. So I'm your host Rob Wade. With me is Blake Harmer.
Hey.
Hey. Sorry, you're talking to the microphone. Got it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, microphone.
So I thought we'd just have a quick chat. Me and Blake both attended the Eurogamer Expo this year, or EGX as it's called to the edgy kids.
Yeah, I don't understand why they decided that.
Because we're not edgy kids, Blake. That's why we went there.
Oh, okay.
It's something we wouldn't understand. We're big squares and, you know, we're
I
not
remember-
hip to the groove and whatever the kids say nowadays.
I remember when all this was pixels.
It still is, Blake.
Oh,
Wait,
yeah.
what?
What the shit?
So we both attended the Eurogamer Expo this year and we thought we'd get together as quickly as we could after Eurogamer, which is to say 3 weeks.
2 weeks, I don't. Oh, no, it might be 3 weeks now. Shit.
You might be right, actually. I don't know. Anyway, more than a week
Yeah.
later, here we are talking about what we liked, even including stuff briefly that's already come out since, because obviously some of the stuff was really close to release. Like, really quite surprisingly so in some respects, actually. But we'll come to it.
Yeah, we'll come to that in a bit.
So, just before we kind of get into the specifics, overall, what were your impressions of this year's Eurogamer?
If I were to compare it to other years I've been, it's a bit of a lesser year in terms of big releases. It's the problem with it I had was obviously it couldn't compete with last year because last year had the release of the Xbox One and the PS4. And I've been to other ones where it was also bigger because like they would have had the PS Vita or they had the Wii U the other year.
Yeah,
and you know. So to come to this year where there's pretty much no real new tech to be per se, you know, like the Oculus Rift was there, but that's more like a gadget there. But and also I think it had been there in previous years.
I think you're probably right. Actually,
yeah. So, but yeah, that doesn't mean that I didn't enjoy it. Still, I thought it was still good. There was still plenty there, and I enjoyed what I played for the most part. I enjoyed it, but I would say it's just a quieter year in terms of releases this year.
Yeah.
But I think we felt that when we saw like E3 a few months back, where a lot of the big releases are 2015 now, and even so, even since then, a lot of games have been delayed to 2015.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean something like, for instance, what's been delayed into 2015? Batman?
Yeah, Batman
was delayed. I don't know whether that was originally 2015 or whether that's just been...
No, I think it was originally a Christmas release and they pushed it back to February, I think it is, or March. Well, I can't remember which one, but I mean, like they had like a video of it, but they didn't really have...
Yeah, I mean, overall I'd probably share your feeling. I thought it was a good show. Not as big, like you said, not as big banner releases as previous years. Like something like, for example, The Evil Within was the one that had all the space, you know, that had the huge advertising banners outside was Evil Within themed. Last year it was Wolfenstein themed.
Yeah.
This year it's Evil Within. Now, Evil Within to me doesn't feel like the biggest kind of, the biggest banner release from that thing, because it's always been quite low key and quite.
Yeah, Evil Within has been mostly kept under wraps.
Yeah.
Which is good because really, if you want something giving away all the scary bits in your scary game, then I'd rather know less about it rather than more about it until obviously I hear review code and stuff. But it's not. If I was putting giant banners outside of my thing, it wouldn't be the game I'd choose because it's not. I suppose it is technically a AAA title, but it's not as AAA as say Call of Duty or even like Sunset Overdrive, Little Big Planet, or I would have thought they would have chosen something else.
Yeah.
For this year.
I wonder if Bethesda just get their marketing guide.
Well, now you say it, maybe that's
I mean, Wolfenstein last year, and then previous year. What was previous year? Tomb Raider, I think. I didn't go to previous year. That's why I don't know.
I can't remember what it was. I did go. I've been pretty much every year since the first year where I went with you. But
yeah, I missed the. So I went last year. Yeah, we went for a day, didn't we?
Yeah, I just did the day because I kept missing you.
That's right. Yeah, you were standing behind me the whole time.
Yeah. But and I've been the year before, which again I did with Wilson and Kat.
Yeah.
And then the year before that was just with you, and that was for the Vita release. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because that was the year when I went with Cat. That's when the Wii U released. Because I remember the Nintendo bit being just swarmed because of the Wii U.
Did you think on that note that the Nintendo booth seemed pretty busy this year as well?
Yeah, I agree with that because there's quite a few big key releases on Wii U, and which is good because Nintendo need what they need at the moment are big games, and good thing as was even noted in their E3 keynote is they have big releases this year. Like,
sure.
I know Legend of Zelda's obviously next year, I think, but obviously Smash Brothers on both the DS and 3DS, sorry.
Yeah.
And the Wii U is obviously a big release. They've obviously got the new Kirby, the new Yoshi.
Yeah, which look cool.
Yeah, they looked alright. They weren't, they're not games that would ever grab me, but then again, I prefer a bit more violence in my games.
Yeah, well, there is that, yeah.
But they're obviously aimed at a younger audience, but but that doesn't mean...
You can't enjoy them.
I can't enjoy them, no, and it doesn't mean that they still didn't look very good.
Yeah, so, nobody's going to come around and be like, Blake, this is fun is too young for you.
Yeah.
I
have played childish games. I mean, I suppose you could argue like Ratchet and Clank or Little Big Planet or are more aimed at the younger audiences, but I've enjoyed them just the same.
They're cartoon veneer kind of.
Yeah.
They're still enjoyable. Like I liked. I had a few Ratchet and Clank games on the PS3, and I quite enjoyed them.
Yeah, I think the three main Ratchet and Clank games that have been released on PS3 have all been good titles. A couple of a bit short, but
sure,
but they've been budget anyway.
But like Super Smash Bros is a big one, like a huge one. From what I understand, it's sold over 2 million in Japan alone.
Oh yeah, Japan have gone absolutely nuts for it. I know it's only just really hit here.
I think it's just recently come out. They do love their Smash Brothers in Japan though. Like, I know they like Nintendo. And they like Sony quite a lot. Microsoft has always struggled in Japan because Japanese consumers tend to favour Japanese companies.
Well, true, but even so, I was like really amazed at their sales figures for Xbox this year because I was even expecting. I was hoping there'd be similar figures for 360, but this one is just terrible.
Comparatively, yeah. I mean, again, like we've come back to it before, but I mean, like it's important to distinguish that Microsoft aren't doing badly with the Xbox One. It's just compared to Sony, they're not doing as well.
No, that's fine. No, I have no problem with Microsoft. They seem to, Xbox One is still being a successful launch in everywhere other than that. Yeah. I was expecting, but I was just surprised at, what was it, like 30,000 in like 2 weeks?
Yeah, I mean, Japan, like I say, they've always struggled. They've always struggled in Japan. I wonder if the price of the system factors in.
Well, obviously, the problem with Xbox One is the price for a lot of people, especially that. Hence why they had to drop Kinect and and or even they've even tried undercutting PS4 now, but and also the bad vibe from previous from E3 hasn't helped. But
I'm a little sore on that because I feel like they've just been kind of tarred with a brush, and even if they no matter what they do since then. To me,
it feels like a lot. My problem is a lot of media articles. Not. I know you certain publications. I won't name them, but they seem to be very Sony centric.
Yeah,
but I mean, even ones that are unbiased still seem to.
They seem to not be.
They seem to be attacking it. Yeah, but then again. The people that are doing it this generation were doing it to Sony the previous generation. So
some people just like to watch the world burn.
Yeah.
But fuck them anyway.
Yeah.
I have my Xbox One. It's all cool. It's a great system. I'll get a PS4 at some point soon.
Yeah, I'm the opposite. Obviously, I have a PS4. I'm enjoying mine, but there are quite a lot of good games, as I saw at Eurogamer, that I will end up getting an Xbox One for.
Sure. Basically, the same thing happened to me last gen. Like, I bought an Xbox 360 first, and then I bought a PS3 when I saw enough games exclusive to PS3 that made me think
that's it. There's just not, at this present time, there's just not enough for both consoles.
Yeah, exactly. Like, there's just not enough to satisfy
them.
This huge console library.
Yeah, unless you want, like, you want to buy the console specifically for, like, Dead Rising or Killzone or or like Infamous or something, then there's not really a lot selling it otherwise.
No, this is it. I mean, anyway, we're kind of
we're diverting back to Eurogamer.
Yeah, so this is not the place for going off the rails.
Yeah, we have another podcast.
We have another show for that. Find it on iTunes, please.
Yeah.
Anyway, So like I say, I share your feelings. I feel like it was a good show, but not. It's probably difficult to top last year's because last year had all the top releases and it had new consoles. So it's always going to be a tough one to say.
Last year was just a very good year for gaming, I think, which is obviously very hard to compete with.
But I think overall it was a good show. I had the day pass to go for all 4 days. Because of a friend of mine not being very well, we ended up skipping the weekend. And I think actually I probably won't ever go for a full 4 days again.
Yeah.
Because, to be honest, by the time I'd finished Friday, I actually felt like I'd played all the stuff I wanted to play anyway, and I didn't really feel like there was any point in me going back up for the weekend, because there was nothing I was really keen to play that I would have actually got round to playing on the weekend. Because it would, if anything, the busy levels we saw would have been worse, because there would have been that many more people there.
Yeah, I joined you on the Friday. Yeah. I know you'd already done the Thursday prior to that. There were a few games I didn't get a chance to play, but that was purely because the queues were stupid for them.
Some of them were ridiculous.
Yeah, that to the point that I was just like, you know what, I can wait, you know.
Like if the queue. So there's a couple of ones I have to say that I was disappointed in. One was Evolve.
Yes, that was one.
Evolve had a queue all the way back, and they had 5 machines to play it on. For a 20-minute session, that is piss poor.
They should have had about 20. They should have had 5 sets of 5. Yeah, they should have had about 25.
I think that would have been a reasonable. I don't think it's unreasonable to say that. I think it's, you know, if it's something that depends so heavily on 5 players, you need to have enough machines to do it properly. You can't just there was no point in queuing after about midday, because that queue, most of those people might not even get a chance to play that day.
If in hindsight, thinking about it since being to the show, because I didn't really think about it much at all, I did think that was poor. Yeah. But in hindsight, because Call of Duty was in the Xbox area, and also so was Evolve, I think that's why Evolve suffered, because obviously they're going to market Call of Duty a hell of a lot more than Evolve, unfortunately. Sure. Which is probably why it got more space.
But I wonder if the way around that was to do what they did with Alien, Lord of the Rings, Evil Within, and have a separate set of booths in the upstairs 18+.
Yeah.
I wonder if it was a space thing, because the 18+ thing seemed to be pretty well stacked with stuff.
Yeah, that was the thing that bugged me, because they weren't letting people into the 18+ if they were underage, because I remember I overheard someone who was underage that couldn't get in.
What do you mean?
But then the thing that bugged me was that a lot of the games were in the under 18s, but in like Sony's.
Yeah, I mean, I saw people asking about if they were of age, but I don't know how thoroughly they were checking it versus the guys on the 18+.
No, I think, they wouldn't even let you go upstairs.
Yeah, exactly, You could go upstairs to the little games industry career fairs bit.
Which is why I thought, what's stopping me? Because, I mean, I take the Sony temp we went in for Shadow of Mordor and Alien Isolation. Yeah. And Evil Within.
More on that later.
Yeah, more in a minute. You could. I'd say if you were under 18, you could easily stroll in and play Shadow of Mordor without a problem. There's no reason that is over 18.
Yeah.
And I thought they're not really pursuing it so much that someone could then jump on Alien Isolation.
Yeah.
And so I suppose if it's like the kid was 5 and they go, I'm playing Alien Isolation.
Yeah, or it's a stack of kids in the trench coat.
Yeah.
I'd love to play this Alien game.
Oh, shit, Jesus.
I've got to be back before 4 p.m. It's when my lift arrives. Yeah. You're eloquent for a 5-year-old. Yeah. Well, go to school, paid attention.
Oh, sweet Jesus, I've been to shat 5 times.
Yeah, well, most people playing that game did.
Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously the game is... I think it's out now, isn't it? Or it's
it's come out now.
Yeah. It is, but we played Isolation in the PS4 tent, and fuck me, I needed a hug. So bad.
I only played it once. It lasted about 35 seconds, and that was enough for me.
I played two attempts. One was 4 seconds. And
really?
I felt like the AI was a little bit unfair in its favour then, because it literally just came around the corner and went boom, 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 death. And that was come on, I didn't even get a chance to breathe.
Yeah.
And then the second time I played, I was a little bit more cautious, and I lasted 1 minute and 40 seconds. Still got my ass handed to me because it started walking past and just went, "You what, mate?"
Yeah. But I mean, Literally, I knew the best way was obviously to sneak and stealth around.
Yeah.
So I walked into a room. It came through the doors. I thought,
oh yeah,
yeah, pretty much. Like on its hind legs, like really standing like full 9 foot tall.
Yeah.
And I went, oh crap! I'm going to sneak around and see where it's going, and I see if I can sneak away from it.
Yeah.
Because I thought the other option is it's just going to find me. I thought, but yeah, and then I start moving, and then it recognised I was there, and then
you what, mate?
Yeah, there's no way, you know.
Yeah.
It was like 9 foot tall and faster than God, you know.
Yeah, pretty much. So I played that for a bit, and then I needed to chill, and so I started watching Blake playing Shadow of Mordor. Now, obviously, the game Shadow of Mordor is out. All the reviews are pretty positive. I'm just going to add to that and say that when I played it, I thought it was fucking excellent.
Yeah, well, I can actually say just as a brief bit, as I've since bought the game and actually completed it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I recommend it. If you're a fan, obviously, of Lord of the Rings and also loved games like Assassin's Creed or the Batman Arkham games, then I recommend picking it up because you won't be disappointed. It follows very closely in vein of like the Batman games, but with like a Lord of the Rings background really. But the Nemesis system I really recommend as well.
Yeah, so I've picked up my copy, but I've been so busy on Destiny because my friend's attention span for games is usually play it for a couple of weeks, get bored, move on to something else because something else comes out shortly afterwards that takes their attention away. Destiny has bucked that trend for some reason. I think it's just because it's got a lot of stuff to keep you busy.
Yeah.
So they've been playing a lot, and so whenever I'm online, they want an extra man for their fire team, so they invite me in.
Yeah.
So I haven't actually had a chance to sit down and play Shadow of Mordor at all yet.
No, fair enough.
But I will at some point because, like I said, I played it at the thing, and you know.
Yeah, no, I like Destiny. I made sure I put it down for that because I was looking forward to Shadow. After Eurogamer, I started looking forward to Shadow Mordor. I put Destiny down because I went, well, Shadow Mordor's only going to be so long. Destiny, I know, will bang on for quite some time.
It does,
and I know that I can go back to it and people will still be playing it. It's not like So, so I went and did that. Mm-hmm. Played it probably a bit too much than I probably should have, hence why I completed it in a week. But
fair enough. So what else did? So in terms of stuff that's already out, I think that was pretty much all I played. I did actually play a bit of Destiny just to see how the PS4 pad felt on it, because obviously I played a fair bit on Xbox. I know how the Xbox One pad feels. What I will say, and if anybody from Bungie's listening, they can feel my pain. Ease off on the force feedback because my controller is drinking fucking batteries at the moment.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like because jumping, normal single jump, shouldn't use any force feedback, but it does when you land. It does a little bit of like boom.
Oh,
everything I fire does force feedback, which I sort of expect to a degree. Putting the bike into boost mode uses
that's it
all
on
the time.
PS4, yeah. I'm trying to think what it does on the PS4.
Double and triple jumping uses force feedback each time as well, and I just rinse through batteries. I've been through 3 sets just playing Destiny, and usually they last about twice as long. But they just So if you're listening, Bungie, just calm down. Just calm down in the old force feedback. Like not everything needs rumble. Yeah. Maybe just ease off a little bit.
Yeah. I don't remember being able to do it, but then again, I find force feedback's a weird, rumble is a weird thing that I notice it when it's absent, but if I'm playing a game, it won't really be a big thing. Yeah,
I've played a few games where I'm like, why doesn't this have rumble? This would make perfect sense here at this particular point, and it doesn't, and it's weird.
Yeah. Oh, I would say, and that's I was quite happy with the version of Shadow of Mordor on PS4. Okay. It uses the pad mic quite a lot, which I thought was nice. Because it seems like, I know it's a bit of a thing, and I know it's on Wii games already, Wiimotes had a mic into them before PS4 did. But I thought it was something that seems underused. There's only a few games that really use it, and I thought the fact it used it made it quite nice,
Yeah,
so,
fair enough.
Yeah, so I think it works quite well.
What else did we play? So
the games I played, I suppose the one I wasn't blown away by, but maybe it's purely because the demo didn't sell the game enough, was the what's the name of it? The roller coaster game.
Scream Ride.
That's it. Sorry, yeah.
That one was fun. So Scream Ride, for those who don't know, is like it's a weird kind of thing to explain, but I'll do my best. It's for Xbox One. It's made by an independent developer. but under the Xbox One sort of banner and exclusive to Xbox One. It's a combination of anything physics-based like pain for destruction elements, like where you're launching. The concept is you're running an amusement park almost, and you're doing a lot of testing and stuff. You can design roller coasters, so that's one element of it. So there's a design element where you can design buildings, roller coasters, all sorts of stuff. There's another element where you fire little balls like the orbs they have that people stand in at the London Eye.
Oh, okay.
You have those and you launch them at buildings and you try and hit the weak spots and knock down the building. You get combos for style and stuff like that, which is cool. Right. And you can do things like you can bowl the thing overarm or underarm, as it were. Apparently he was saying that when they finalise the game, they're building in the mechanics to let you skim it across the water if you get the angle right.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that part of the game.
You did the roller coaster bit.
I did the roller coaster bit, which, as I said, I don't know if it's because I just didn't see enough of the game.
Yeah.
But it just felt like an on-rails Tony Hawk's almost.
It's almost like
you were trying to do tricks like going on two wheels, or whatever, or boosting to go faster and try and generate as much thrill for the passengers.
While also at the same time trying not to flip the
make
car
it come off the ramp,
off the rails, because it's not fixed to the rails. It's kind of
you can
resting on them.
And if you boost too fast, you can.
And I managed to do that a couple of times actually.
I did that. I didn't play the other bits. I didn't know there was other bits on there, but
there were 3 elements. I only played 2 of them. Because the guy was just talking me through. The thing about that game was, it's fun, but there was something about the conversation I had with the PR guy, I don't know if it's the PR guy, the demonstrator.
Yeah.
Something about that conversation didn't sit right with me, and it was this. I said to him, so is this an arcade game, or is this a boxed retail game? He said, boxed retail.
Okay.
And to me, that game felt like a really awesome arcade game.
Yeah,
it didn't feel like a full retail game.
I didn't think it was a terrible game. I thought it was fine.
Yeah,
it felt quite heavy, like you'd imagine a roller coaster would playing it, But it was, I thought I would enjoy. Yeah, it's the sort of game I'd pay £8 for.
Or even like 12 if it had a lot.
I'd enjoy if I enjoyed it for a couple of hours. But then again, I obviously at the time I only thought it was just that. I thought it was just. Well, plus the ability to design your own roller coasters. I thought it was just going to be that.
Yeah.
But I didn't know there were other attractions. But it could end up being alright, but it might end up feeling like a collection of mini games.
Which is why I'm confused that it's full retail. Unless it's full retail, reduced price straight away from the get go, like Deadly Premonition when it came out on 360 was £25.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to play his new game actually. I missed that.
The D4.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's supposed to be really good actually, and also a really good Kinect game. But
okay.
I'm not sure. I haven't given it a go myself.
I played some of the arcade games in the Xbox booth.
Yeah, there were some good ones in there. Team 17. Where the hell did they suddenly a force again?
Well, they seemed to disappear off the face of the earth after. Well, it felt like Worms sort of took a nosedive, and then they sort of just bit off the face of the earth for quite a while.
And then they brought Worms back this year.
Yeah, and they've released a few Worms games.
And then suddenly they're everywhere. Like that's the big fuck off booth with loads
Flockers is out now.
Yeah. Escapist is one of theirs.
Yeah.
Which looks cool.
Yeah, no, that's really good.
What else was there? There's another one, but I can't remember.
Yeah, that was the one breaking out of prison, wasn't it?
Yeah. There's another one that... was that one about we had to pilot the ship?
Oh, God, that was
one where I was just going, Space Dog.
Yeah,
the whole time. I can't remember.
It's weird. The premise to describe it basically is you have a big circular spaceship with different command points to man, like the guns and the piloting and all
you
that.
Have to balance.
And you have yourself on one bit. You're obviously able to control one part of the ship, and you have like an AI guy who you can send to different, like a space dog that you can send as AI to a certain bit. And it was very hard. It made me thought maybe it'd work better as a multiplayer game.
I think it's supposed to be 2 players, and then if the second player isn't there as a controller, it's done as an AI.
Yeah, because I think it would work better playing together.
But it's not an AI because you have to tell it where to go.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I think it would work better as a 2-player game because I think it would be funnier.
Yeah.
Because basically all I did was I
piloted... Space Dog, why are you sending us this way, Space Dog?
All I did was apart from grabbing the guns a couple of times when it was necessary, I just piloted the ship. I did
occasionally
send them to space to do something else.
It's going to bug the shit out of me now that I don't remember the name of that poxy game. No. And the only thing is, I wrote down a list of everything I played at Eurogamer, and I've lost the fucking list. And some of it's really easy. Like I remember Far Cry 4 because I played it twice. I remember playing WWE, Destiny, fucking Shadow Mordor, stuff like that. I remember all the big AAA ones, but I can't remember some of the indie ones, which actually intrigued me enough. One thing that looked cool was LA Cops.
Yes.
You said did you say you got to play that?
Yes, I did get to play that. It plays like a slightly slower paced Hotline Miami.
Okay.
In the sense that death is very easy, and also you got to sort of burst through doors and kill it. It's not got that fast paced thing of go there, throw the gun at the person, shoot this person. You know, like the Hotline Miami.
It looks great though.
Yeah. Oh no, I think it did. It played well. It was that thing. What it does with the difference in pacing is it's got like a Miami Vice type feel to it.
Yeah.
But it's you and a buddy cop. Mm-hmm. It's you can actually get it on early access at the moment on Steam.
Okay.
Yeah, I checked it out.
I did. Yeah. Now I think about it, I did see that.
Yeah. But you can. You can use your second cop to provide covering fire, so you can get them to cover a door. Yeah. So if someone comes through that door, they'll take them out. Mm-hmm. And so it's got that thing. But also, if you die, you then have a second person that can still complete the mission for you.
So that looked cool. There was a game sat next to them, who, funnily enough, actually, one of the guys was telling me that they work in the same office. So actually, they're co-located. I can't remember where they said they were, but not London, somewhere else. But they're co-located in an office. And then they got placed in booths next to each other at Eurogamer. So it's like, hello Dave, hello Steve, let's sell our games. Okay. Rather than building them for a change. But there was one next to it which is called Calvino Noir. Mm-hmm. And it looked awesome. Like it's basically a kind of film noir detective setting with more of an adventure game feel versus something like, say, Gunpoint.
Yeah.
Which is all about obviously breaking into the buildings.
It's quite fast paced in comparison.
It can be, certainly. The last level especially is incredibly fast. You have to be really, really quick to do certain bits.
I've not finished it. But,
I've finished it. It's a brilliant game. And Calvino Noir looks very much more stealth based rather than action based, but it looks very, very cool. And I got to have a chat with one of the guys.
Yeah, you had quite a long chat with him.
Yeah, I'm just really interested in that game. It looks really awesome. And it's a PC game. For now.
I must admit, what I saw of it looked a bit more point and clicky, but
I think it's let's say it's apparently its stealth factors into it a fair bit, so I don't know how different that plays when it's in stealth mode. But those two were really cool.
War for the Overworld looked good.
Yeah, that looked good.
Although I don't know how they're not being sued by EA. But
do you know? I wonder because we talked about on one of the Crazy Trains about how I was saying that like the people who are demanding a sequel from EA wouldn't buy it if it was anyway because it's EA.
Well, yeah.
I wonder if EA are just happy to let it go because they're not going to do anything with it.
Maybe not, but
maybe.
Yeah. I don't know. So for people who don't know what War for the Overworld is,
it's Dungeon Keeper 3 spiritually.
Yeah. It looks and plays a lot like Dungeon Keeper to the extent that you have your goblins that will open up the land and build your walls around your rooms at the same time. You have like the heart of your dungeon, which is what you've got to protect from being killed.
Very, very simple.
Yeah, it's almost like they've gone, yoink, basically. They just yoinked Dungeon Keeper, but changed the skin, really.
Listen, I apologise if I managed to put the sound of me pouring out a drink on the air. For those interested, it is a bottle of Coca-Cola, which has gone slightly out of date.
Other soft drinks that go out of date are also available.
September 14, so a week and a bit.
Yeah.
I'll live. So far it tastes like fucking Coke, so who cares? So the big game for me that I enjoyed the most in terms of what I played, I was very impressed by WWE 2K15.
Okay.
It was
I saw you playing it, I wasn't able to get on it.
Yeah, I just got playing with a random dude. Just someone just walked up and I was looking at the game and he said, "Do you fancy playing?" I was like, "Yeah, sure, just play." And it was that to me is like what's wonderful about things like Eurogamer is you can just play with people you just would never talk to on the
Oh
street.
yeah, because it's much better than like say in a shop or something where they've got a game as a test booth.
It's a bit different.
Yeah, you're a bit like no, they're gonna get away from me. Or whatever. But yeah,
maybe I don't know whether that's because I figured I'd never see that guy again. It's just like, who cares if he beats me, job done. Whereas if I'm in town, then I see somebody, I'm just like, oh, I might know that person one day. So, maybe.
Hey, you suckers, Randy Orton.
Yeah, but I played that and I was really impressed actually with how well it handles. Very smooth play. How good it looks. It's stunning. Really is good looking game. What else did I play? I'm trying to think in that booth because there was WWE. You played Mortal Kombat X, right?
Yes, Mortal Kombat was one I was going to say was one of the good games I played that with Catherine. It plays it has quite a tight feel with Mortal Kombat 9.
Yeah, which is good because I love that game.
Yeah. If you like Mortal Kombat 9, Mortal Kombat 10, definitely be up your alley.
Awesome.
You have a choice of 3 different styles for each character that might suit your play style, which I thought was weird because I thought like a lot of fighting games would normally let you switch between the 3. But I'm hoping not only having a quick couple of fights. I'm assuming. They must be quite in depth to just have one playstyle for each one. But the interaction with the scenery in the background, I played a jungle locale. I just played the Sub-Zero. Catherine played as one of the new ones. She's like an insect lady. I can't remember her name. Off topic. In that there was like some vines which I used to swing and boot her in the face with. There was also some wall like a temple wall sort of thing which I bashed her skull against, and X-rays make a return, which are good. There's quite some nasty looking ones. The next gen graphics mainly do make the X-rays look really, really good.
Cool.
But I didn't see a fatality, although I have seen videos of some of the fatalities, and
they look pretty gruesome.
Yeah, they seem very gruesome. But if you love Mortal Kombat games, it's one I'm probably going to pick up fairly early in release. I think it's looking really good.
What else was there?
Far Cry was.
I was about to come to Far Cry via. I played Forza Horizon 2. Even though it's already out, it's really cool.
Yeah.
That's another one that looks stunning in motion. And with that one, if you don't get the whole off-road thing straight away, you're not going to win any races because you really depend quite heavily on it. So I was driving around doing this demo. And I was doing the tracks, knowing that you could go off-road and stuff. But I'd go like from 2nd to 5th, and I'd be like, what the hell? And I realised that everybody else had cut through a field. And I went, alright, well, I'll do the same then. So next time I went around the sort of loop, I went off-road and had to cut through a hay bale and stuff and bouncing bales around and things like that. So
I did get a quick spin on Drive Club, and it seemed alright. I know it's just literally come out, I think. But I
think some of it, something like that,
Yeah. It's okay. But I must admit, I'm not the best person to talk to you about racing games. I'd say there was one genre I'm just never ever gets me. It's racing games.
I like them. I tend to like to have one on my machine just to play every now and then because sometimes I fancy just a kind of. I just like driving games occasionally.
Fair enough.
I don't like to pay a lot for them.
I've been given some through like PS Plus or on the PC or whatever. But they just. I'll play him a bit, but I never really grab me. I think when I do like him, I like him to be a little bit different. Like Burnout, for example, it's obviously quite arcadey. It doesn't matter if you suck at it because you'll still enjoy the crashes and have fun.
That's one thing I would say, actually, is if you like games like that, then Forza Horizon is a good game because it obviously, like I say, it's very open world. It's a bit like Paradise. A lot of open world elements, a lot of different types of race and challenge and things. And they do a really good job of kind of introducing you to it through the demo. So it was a really good experience, really.
Okay.
Far Cry 4. I played it twice, bloody love that game.
I thought it was brilliant. If I had one gripe, and this, to be fair, is probably the stupidest gripe ever, it doesn't feel 3 million miles away from Far Cry 3 in terms of the way the game plays or whatever. It feels like a reskinned Far Cry 3 with a few more weapons and animals and stuff like that. Which, to be honest, if that's all they do with the game, I have absolutely no problem with it because I loved Far Cry 3. So,
likewise.
So pretty much. If you love that, then go for it. It was brilliant. I mean, I loved it. I mean, it was taking a castle was the demo.
Yeah, that's the one thing I would say is, although it's very similar to Far Cry 3 gameplay wise, I feel like they've upped the scale of some of the stuff. So, like, whereas before you were trying to take over a little village
with one cheetah in,
a few huts and a few rope ladders and stuff, and that would be about it. And like you say, a cheetah or a cassowary or something in a cage that you could launch and it would take out a few of the enemies, or you could go in through a hole in the fence and things like that. Far Cry 4, by contrast, had the same thing in a big fuck-off castle. At least a bigger village enclosed within a big
I assumed that it was just that part of the castle. There might be more to it, I must admit. I actually kept dying while I did it. I couldn't actually complete it. But I must admit, both times I did it, I chose to use an elephant to knock down the door. And first time I stayed atop of the elephant, it was very fun picking people up with the trunk and smashing them on the ground.
I didn't try that.
No, if you stay on the elephant as you ride through it, you can pick up. You don't have to press any buttons. All you have to do is literally ram into them, and you actually see them pick them up by the trunk and smash them on the ground. And
that's pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah, and while I stuck on top of it with a crossbow, taking pot shots at people.
Yeah.
I also found I lasted quite long because they spent more of their time shooting at the elephant than they did actually at that.
Yeah.
The second time I chose to get off the elephant and take a bit more conservative, like taking cover and that. I still ended up dying, but it was quite fun watching the elephant just carry on causing havoc throughout the whole thing. And
so I tried 5 different approaches for Far Cry 4. So obviously I played it twice I played it in the Ubisoft dedicated booth and I played it in the PlayStation booth. And one thing I noticed is that depending on where you started, which booth you played it in, you started off with different loadouts.
Okay.
So the first time I played, I had a light machine gun and a shotgun, which is not my style at all. I really like stealth weapons, like pistols.
I think I would have actually preferred that loadout to the one I played in the PS4 10.
Okay, so I'm the other way around. So, the only thing it did have was C4, and I'll come to why I was disappointed about this. So I started off the first time I went. I'm trying to think. I went up to the door with the elephant.
Yeah.
Didn't break through it like I tried to, so ended up going round the other side through the door. Got promptly pretty quickly killed. So I was like, right, okay, well I need to find a way to make this a bit more stealth friendly. So what I did was I got on the elephant, rode it through the door, jumped off the elephant, ran around the back through the front door. Didn't make a lick of fucking difference. The guys at the other side by the door were still there.
Oh, okay.
What I should have tried, which I didn't get a chance because, like I said, I played it the following day on a different loadout and got a crossbow and a sniper rifle.
I think it was. Yeah, which I think I didn't really prefer that. But I mean, the crossbow was fine because it was fast firing enough for me to take people out.
Yeah, but
because if it was a single shot, I would have been really pissed off.
Yeah, so I didn't get to do that.
Yeah, and the sniper rifles, it was too up close and personal to use the sniper rifle.
What I really wish I'd done is the first time, which occurred to me afterwards. I was like, I must try that tomorrow. I didn't get a chance because obviously, like I say, the loadout changed. Strap the elephant with C4, walk it up to the gate, run round the other side, set the C4 off. Then elephant blows up the gate, possibly the elephant. I
would assume the elephant would die.
I would think so, yes. Being as you could kill it with a shotgun, apparently, according to one of my sociopathic friends. I would imagine you can kill it with the C4 as well.
I assume there was C4 in one of the things on the PS4 booth because I saw someone next to me have C4.
Yeah.
But he didn't go towards the castle. He actually ran up to the elephant while it was still in the river.
Just to see if it would blow up.
And then strapped C4 to it and blew up the elephant. So I did see the elephant does get killed by the C4.
Okay, so that's, spoilers, if anybody's interested, you can kill these elephants with C4.
Just as a little,
Yeah. So I tried various different approaches, didn't succeed at any of them, but I suspected that were I to play the game fully, I would probably not struggle as much because the controls would be tailored to my liking because I was using a PS4 pad, which I'm not used to using because I don't have a PS4. And although it's a much better pad than the DualShock 3, I've not used it enough to be good with it.
Oh no, I'm used to it and I think it's a lovely pad. But,
it feels nice. Like I say, it shits on the DualShock 3 for damn sure.
Oh yeah.
DualShock 3 always felt like a toy. It always felt really light to me. Whereas the Xbox 360 pad and the Xbox One pad, to a similar degree, they feel substantial in my hands. And obviously, with massive cartoon hands, I'm doing the big hand motion here, almost like the jazz hand motion, but just for illustration of size. Yeah. Similarly, obviously, I like pads that have a bit of weight to them. DualShock 3 was always very fiddly to get around my hands. Wii U pad's fucking great. Obviously, it's like
that's enormous. But
it's like not about to say 3 foot across, but that would be ridiculous. No. So just meter-sized.
Yeah.
Wii U pads.
That said, though, I don't have a bigger hand as yours, but I remember always preferring the original Xbox's pad over the smaller pads.
Yeah, I never had an Xbox, so I don't know for that one. I played Halo in a branch of Argos once, and that's pretty cool, but I only played it for about 10 minutes, so that's my entire experience with the original Xbox was that.
If you're going to experience Halo, then that's enough.
Yeah, exactly. I got a pretty good experience out of it. That's the other one, actually. Speaking of good experiences, one that I'm going to pick up when it drops a bit in price, because it intrigued me enough, was the new Sherlock Holmes, Crime and Punishment.
Yes, that is out now.
Again, it's another game that looked stunning on next gen. Like, really did look good.
No, it did look very good, and it looked like a quite clever point-and-click game.
Yeah,
it looked like.
I mean, it's Frogwares, I think, who made the game, or at least have made the previous Sherlock Holmes games.
I think they have the license. I think.
Yeah, and they make some fantastic games. They really do. And so I'm really hopeful that it plays as good as it felt.
No, I know someone who owns it on PS4 and he seems to be really liking it.
Cool.
So,
I'll look forward to picking that up at some point then.
Yeah.
I didn't get a chance to play FIFA because if you play the FIFA, you've played most FIFAs.
Yeah, I'm not. Again, I play FIFA once in a blue moon, but I don't feel the need to go around for that. I didn't get a chance for COD, but then again, I wasn't.
Same.
The way I feel about COD is. I always feel like, even though I love the original Call of Duty and up to and including 4, I think I loved every single one of them. But then after that, it always felt like a lot of diminishing returns. The new COD does look good because it looks like it's got lots of the futuristic style as allowed it to have more of a Titanfall-y type feel with the double jump and the. Obviously, some of the weapons look good with the laser sights and stuff like that, different zooms and visions and that. Yeah. But to be honest, unless it really does surprise me and blows me out of the water, I can happily wait to play it. Is the way I feel about it, and that's just my opinion on COD in general. It's not, I know there are people out there that love COD and will buy it on day of release.
More power to them.
Yeah. I will probably wait for it to come down in price before I pick it up. So,
fair enough. I may pick it up just because they're doing that deal again where you could buy it on one console and get the upgrade to the next gen one.
Oh, okay.
So I may buy that on. It runs up until March though, which is pretty cool.
Okay.
If you buy it on PS3 or 360, you get the next gen upgrade for free, which is pretty awesome.
I saw Amazon were doing some good deals on trade-ins.
Yeah, very much so.
With you get £10 off if you trade in 25 quid's worth of stuff.
Yeah. Other trade-in retailers are available. So yeah, overall it was a fun show. Those were the games that stood out. So like I say, for me, the ones that I'm excited about that haven't already come out, I played that. Oh yeah, that's the other one, the PC game, The Marvelous Mistake.
Oh yes, I think it's going to end up being an iOS.
Yeah, he said iOS and also potentially Steam. When I asked him,
I think when I played it, I thought it would have worked well for the tablet game.
He was the developer I spoke to, and he was saying that there's a good chance it will be a Steam release as well. It fits because it does. It's point and click.
Oh, we played it on mouse on a PC. There,
and it played nicely.
Yeah, I think it played fine. It was simple, but it was good.
Yeah. So The Marvelous Mistake looks cool. It's about a woman who gets all their stuff stolen, and so she decides to become a thief to get her own back. And it's all about sort of staying out of guards' field of vision, distracting them, and a bit like sort of a Thief or a Splinter Cell kind of stealth game.
Yeah, from an isometric top-down sort of view. It's it was fun. I think it was fairly simple. Hopefully the later levels get more complex. I would
imagine they would.
A few of the earlier levels, but
that struck me as the tutorial, that one.
Yeah, but I mean, it played well. It sort of solved the game to me. I'll keep an eye out for it, I think.
So that one, Calvin Noir, like I said, looks really cool to me.
Yeah.
LA Cops looks awesome.
Yeah.
Far Cry 4.
Far Cry 4 looks very good. I enjoyed Little Big Planet 3, although admittedly from what I played it didn't do really, although
You kind of, the feeling.
My favourite bit was obviously.
Here it comes.
We played a multiple player level of Little Big Planet 3, which actually introduced all the new characters, like Oddsock, Swoop. I can't remember the name of the other one, but and the other one,
and the other guy
that's not Sackboy,
Jim McBike.
Yeah, and Jim and the Trash Wizard.
Yeah.
We chose. I was playing as Swoop and you were Sackboy, I think.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. I think Cat was one of them.
And Blake was having to dual wield the fourth controller.
Yeah, I was doing it because only as we went as free, and I sat there and didn't realise that the level was specifically designed for all 4 players at that particular booth. There were other booths where you could play single player, but we didn't really notice at the time.
Yeah.
But we got through the level okay. But probably my funniest bit was playing as the bird. We could all get to one section which Rob couldn't. So my way of doing it was to use Swoop to grab Sackboy by his head. Oh no, by your feet. Yeah. I grabbed you by your feet and carried you upside down all the way up to the top of this ledge.
Yeah. Once again, Blake had to carry my worthless ass. Yeah. See also every podcast we've ever done. So my worry about Little Big Planet 3 was that it needs 4 players.
Apparently that's not the case.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So that's
that particular. I was worried about that because, but then when I said, because I was worried that they must have to design levels for 4 people, for 3 people, for 2 people. But it sounds like they've actually gone to the effort of doing all of that.
Okay.
If that's the case, brilliant.
Fine.
I've got no problem with it. I did see someone playing some of the single player levels, and they looked quite fun.
Yeah.
The one with the dog-like thing, I think it's Oddsock or whatever it is.
Okay.
That looked actually because the whole running up walls and wall jumping that he can do.
Yeah,
it looked like, and some of the speed it was going, it had more of a Sonic the Hedgehog type feel to it. Some of the levels, which I thought was quite nice.
Interesting.
Obviously in the fabricy world of Little Big Planet anyway, but
but
it looked like it was the level was quite fast paced. So I'll be intrigued to see what the other levels are like. So,
I got back into the first Little Big Planet the other day because I was showing Jen. I thought it'd be something she might like, and sure enough, she does really like it actually. Just because she likes certain games, but she's really big on. Seems to like platformers quite a bit.
Yeah,
and she's a big Tomb Raider person. She's a huge Tomb Raider fan. So I think she just likes platform games in general.
Yeah, I mean, that's the reason I wanted to play Little Big Planet 3 was because I know it's a game I play with Kat.
Yeah,
and because she likes the games, but. Like the Lego games, that and Little Big Planet are perfect for playing together.
Sure.
Rather than it's not the sort of games I'd play on my own, but they're great to play as a couple.
So what else was there we're looking forward to? So Far Cry 3, 4.
Sorry, 4.
I already know Far Cry 3 is good. What am I talking about?
Yeah.
Far Cry 4. Sunset Overdrive, I didn't get to play it, but it looks really cool.
I was disappointed I couldn't see, even though I have reserved feelings about the order from what I've seen of it.
It was disappointing to be able to not to be able to see it.
Yeah,
it would have been nice if it was in, like, for example, we saw the Evil Within.
Yeah, the problem with Sony's booth, because obviously they had different areas just around, they put two of their biggest launches.
They put Bloodborne and The Order in the same tent.
And it was a small tent as well.
Yeah, exactly.
And I was like, who puts Bloodborne and The Order in the same booth? Because I mean, like...
Sony.
Apparently.
Yeah.
They're 2 of their biggest launcher games, like 2 of their biggest games of next year. And, there was the queue was like to the edge pretty much the whole day.
It really was.
We would have had to have queued there, I reckon, about 2 hours if we wanted to play it.
I think probably about right, yeah. I mean, as it was, we got to experience Alien Isolation. I'd say the game played me, to be honest, but...
Yes, no. For what it does with Alien Isolation, it accomplishes it in a bounds, and... For those who haven't played it or, interested in picking it up, if you like your horror games like Outlast and stuff like that,
fuck me, then
definitely pick it up.
It's the game. The way I described it afterwards and still do is it was brilliant, but I wouldn't call it fun.
No, I would call it a very technically well-made game, but horrible in the sense that it does it so well that you feel like you are on. Like, well, I know it's not the Sulaco, but like a alien type ship.
Nostromo, isn't it?
Is it actually Nostromo?
So.
Actually set on it?
I think it was. I don't know, maybe.
I might be wrong, but I don't know where it's actually set.
The best person to watch would be Crouch, because he's playing.
And he couldn't be here tonight, unfortunately. But it is looking very good.
Okay, cool. So I think we've covered a big chunk of stuff there.
Yeah, apart from that, there's a few more indie games we played, but
yeah, like I say, I just don't have the list handy. I might write something about them if I
that was one thing, and that was because it was really busy in that particular area again. Didn't get to play Hotline Miami 2, which did look...
It looked cool.
It looked good,
yeah.
But then again, at the same time, not 100 miles away from the first game in terms of feel, but to be honest, they could do nothing with that game and just make more levels for it, and I'd be happy. So,
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can't remember the list of the rest of the games on the list, which is really bugging me now, but I will, if I find the list again, I might write a piece about it just for the sake of, here's the stuff that I played.
Yeah, the stuff that was there and we went,
yeah. But, obviously, in the meantime, thanks for listening to GameCast number 4, I think. Which is...
Rob might be re-recording this bit when he realises there's 5.
I'm fairly sure
I think it is 4.
Yeah. So, welcome to the GameCast where we talk about Eurogamer, or EGX, which next year will be in the Birmingham NEC. And next year we'll be seeing me for 2 days max. Probably the Thursday and the Friday, because fuck the weekend.
Well, I would like to go, but obviously being a bit further away, I'm going to have to book a hotel. But,
we'll figure something. We might figure something out. Get a group.
Yeah. Well, if I book it early enough, it'll be fine. But,
totally.
So,
so thank you very much for listening. You can obviously find the previous GameCast episodes on iTunes on the same feed. You can also find our sister podcast, E14 Presents the Crazy Train, on iTunes as well. This all stems out from the website Emotionally14.com. That's the digits 14, not the letters. You can find me on Twitter. I'm at Rob Wade Vision. Blake's not on Twitter, but you can still find him at other places that he likes to frequent. He has occasionally chipped into the E14 Facebook page and shared things on there, but obviously, don't engage.
Please don't hunt me down.
Yeah,
if you add me on Facebook, I won't add you.
Please don't hunt Blake. You have to say it every time, but not getting the message after that. What else is there? I feel like we've covered everything.
Normally you have to list off about 20 Twitter accounts.
Yeah, this is it. But obviously, like cast, and also not the place for that.
Yeah, so. And also because I don't have a Twitter, I've pretty much just stuffed it to
follow me. Oh, there you go. So you can find us at Emotionally14 on Twitter and Emotionally14 on Facebook as well. So there you go. Yeah. Done. Cool. All right. Thanks for listening, and peace.
Peace.